Hello, my name is Marco Pelka and I'm from Systech PCE here in Germany. And it's a pleasure for me to talk today about the topic beyond serialization, the new era of pharma efficiency. Well, over the last years, pretty often we're getting asked and questions, okay, what's next? The major countries have implemented serialization and aggregation already. And how can we further improve the efficiency, but also further reducing the number of counterfeited products in the market, as there are still some. So that's actually the topic I have really for today. And firstly, maybe looking through some numbers, which is basically also the background for the purpose of the presentation today. As we were starting or looking back to 2013, we had roughly 1.9 trillion in damage of counterfeited products. Well, huge number. With the implementation of serialization, we were dramatically reducing number, but still, if a number from 2 years ago from WHO, there's still 400 billion left. So the question, how can we further reduce the number, bringing product into the market, increasing the patient safety, and protecting the brands? So because still patients are on risk. No? Still 1 of 10 patients across the world, well, not all the countries have yet serialization implemented, are on risk. And there can be potential solutions to also support countries where non-serialization is yet regulated. Billions of dollars which are really lost by pharmaceutical companies due to supply chain, due to counterfeited products which are getting sold by them, not by you. But also counterfeiters, they are also getting smarter. With nowadays technology, AI, ChatGPT, who knows, there are technologies which they are also using as well. So we are developing ourselves, but they do as well. So that's, I guess, a continuous fight against each other where we're trying to reduce the number of counterfeited products. And today I really want to talk about 2 different kind of solutions, thinking about beyond serialization. How can we also leverage the data we already have, the serial numbers, with new technologies? One of these I would like to introduce you today is about the patented e-fingerprint. Imagine like every finger is unique. We are saying also all the codes across the world are unique. Also codes which are not necessarily serialized. Static code information, they are unique in a way, which I would like to show today. So what if this was your anti-counterfeiting and diversion detection solution? In that case, QR code could be data matrix code, whatever. If you're really taking a deeper look to the code itself, you will find micro-variations in every single code, as your finger is always unique. There's non-duplicate in the world. Imagine we're taking an existing code you already have and making it unique, a unique code which is not visible by counterfeiters, not visible for anyone, but taking these and convert it into unique code so that you can actually use it and track it throughout the supply chain. By taking these micro variations, we're putting it into a code which is unique, which is only for you in your data, which you can leverage. Which can be connected with a serial number, but also can be used for scenarios where you're not doing serialization at all. These codes are unique, but can also only be tracked by you with the technology we could provide. So, as mentioned earlier, so they're not necessarily only belonging to 1D code, 2D codes, but also can be used for 1D codes, barcodes. It also doesn't matter if it's a code which you have printed with inkjet or with laser. We will always find those micro variations in the code to be able to make it unique in a way that we can read the code. So how would it actually work, such kind of application? I'm thinking, okay, maybe the code is unique, but how can you really gather the information from the data and still ensuring that really, although it has a static code with always the same content information, can be made unique and tracked? So firstly, we have to really capture the code in the packaging line. In the moment where you're printing the code, capturing in your facilities, and then making the picture and bringing up to the cloud where we are creating this unique identifier for each single product. Then you can do the verification wherever you want, in the warehouse, in the field, and checking against to see if it is your product, a counterfeited product, has it gone through your supply chain or not. And then with the platform we're providing in the cloud, having the possibility for the investigation, tracking the products through the supply chain, seeing where the products are showing up. And for this scenario, there are two different ways how you can capture the codes. On the one way, which can be used for everyone, is with our smart camera. A smart camera which would be installed in any packaging line from the MAH, from the CMO. It doesn't matter. It's just about one camera which needs to be installed in the line, which is then directly connected to the cloud. There's no additional other hardware equipment required at all. It's just about one single device needs to be connected, which will then have direct communication to the cloud and can go up to 1,500 captures, fingerprints per minute. The other way, in any case, that you would be already a Systech customer, you can leverage the existing installations you already have, the camera, which is anyhow on your line, and just by leveraging the cloud, the functionality in the software, can also do, besides your serialization with the same camera, also the fingerprint capture. And these codes information can be connected between the fingerprint and the serial number. Once you have created your unique code, it's really about, okay, what are you doing then next? It's about authentication in the supply chain with a handheld device or in the field with a smartphone app. The smartphone app which we either can provide to you or also integrate into an existing customer app which is already in use. Then for sure you are interested about the tracking. Where are your products showing up? Are they showing up in the countries, in the markets where they're supposed to be, or are in other countries? So similar as with the typical track and trace, you can really track the products through the supply chain, and then maybe they're especially interesting for markets where non-serialization is required, but it's allowing you the visibility you can use or to also implement for products with a higher risk in specific countries where you have detected in the past the issues. For sure, everything is to know about the data and the analysis which you would like to run in the cloud platform so that you have the better visibility and can leverage the data to improve the process and to reduce the number of counterfeit products. So why Unisecure e-fingerprint could be the next step. So it's a non-additive and an easy-to-deploy solution, as in worst case, it would just mean on the packaging line to add an additional camera. And other than that, it's enabling the software for you to be used. It works with all the different codes. There's really no difference between laser printer, what we pretty often hear that, hey, is this solution also working with laser printer? As there maybe the micro variations are less than with inkjet printers, but in all those scenarios, we were able, with our patented solution, to detect those codes. It's highly secure and covert, since we are creating a unique code which is invisible for anyone. No one will see that you have put on your package an additional layer of protection. And for sure, it's coming with real-time detection and forensic intelligence, as just said. All right. So this was one of these kind of where we are thinking the next step of pharma efficiency. Solutions which have developed over the last years with our customers as the question really came up, okay, what's next? And one of these is as well our almost quite brand new solution, which we have launched this year, Unisecure Art AI. On the other one, we were really looking into the code itself, how we can use the code you have already printed. And now we're looking not only to the code itself, now we're looking to the complete artwork of the product. So what is Unisecure Art AI? It's, as the name is saying, an AI-powered solution where we're using machine vision, machine learning, where we're taking specific marks on the product for checking and between a potential counterfeited product and the original product, on which and on every single scan the product and the technology will learn and improve itself. In this specific scenario, even, no hardware installation at all is required. It's a purely software-driven solution, which does not require hardware. As of that, also no inks, no stickers, no tags. None of these would be required to put additional layer on protection on your product. And also, well, as of that, for sure, no production is impacted. So how could it look like? Imagine this would be your artwork, where now the question is, how can we detect, is it a counterfeited product or an original product? Maybe also as a consumer, if you have just one product in front of you, you probably will not necessarily find the difference. Maybe only once, if you're starting, really have one original and one potential suspect really next to each other, where you then can really look for the differences. Basically, the technology is exactly doing that. So we are taking the artwork, looking for the differences in typography, in the text. Is the text correctly written down? Are the gaps between the letters correctly and the same? Is maybe also from the data matrix code, the 2D code, really the same content as it was written next to the code in the human readable, and for shapes and colors. And these, indeed, in terms of the solution components, what is required? It's just having your computer and then also a mobile app, which even we can provide also here as well, integrated into an existing mobile app, where the mobile applications then really for doing the scanning in the field. In terms of the use case, where pharmaceutical companies typically sending back bad suspected products to the headquarters, doing analysis, checking is it a potential counterfeited product or not. And that's basically where we want to improve the process and avoiding these kind of delay and all the steps to send those products back, and doing the scanning and the inspection to directly in the field, and in the field already getting a signal and a feedback back, is a potential suspect product or not. And then depending on the process, how we would describe it together, we would align and say, okay, hey, that's a potential suspect, only this potential suspect, sending it back to the headquarters for further analytics and to remove it from the supply chain. And with every single scan which is happening by inspectors or in the supply chain, the system will learn by itself. So how does the process looks like? And this is also a process which we can do together to giving you a demonstration to demonstrate how the system actually would work. So firstly, we need your artwork. An artwork which you have as a PDF file anyhow. You need to have it, right? We're taking this PDF artwork file and uploading it to our cloud. And what is happening then? The model training. After an hour, after 60 minutes, the product is trained in the system, and we can start for scanning the product in the field. And in the demonstration, it will look like you're giving us some of your products, we're doing the scanning and demonstrating how easy it would work. And this model training would happening with all your artworks, PDF files you would have. We're just uploading those into the cloud, would be automatically trained, and by 60 minutes, 1 hour, this would be done and completed. After that, after the product is trained, we would do the scanning in the field or in the supply chain process, depending on your preferences, how you would like to operate. If it's an inspector in the field which is really doing then all the scannings, this is also something where it might be then relevant to see, okay, where it is critical for you to have this kind of solution in place, where we see especially in African countries, South America, or in Asian countries where this kind of solution is being used really. But here as well, where we are providing a forensics portal where you can get all the insights, but also creating reports out of the tool to really show you, okay, where are the differences, so that you can have a quick way for doing an analysis instead of maybe a typical usual process where it maybe takes hours, and now it's happening in minutes. So what is happening? Firstly, the core analysis is saying, okay, yes or no. Is it a potential suspect product? Yes or no. But at the back end, really, all the magic is happening where we are looking for the various differences, means of the measurements between single letters, it means of measurements of the complete layout of your artwork, really comparing between the original artwork and the scans you are performing. Also color differences, for sure now you would imagine, okay, a PDF artwork has color number X, but then if you're doing the scanning, it might show up differently due to the light, and in general it will not be exactly the same color, but also there the AI will learn by itself over time over the scannings we are performing, and will also improve the detection in terms of the color. Also with the comparison of the already serialized code which you made and have already, checking against the information which are in the code next to the human readable, but then also connecting the information, the serial number information you already have, to the scan which has been performed for the artwork. So why Unisecure Art AI? Firstly, I guess also here we have a quick and easy deployment. In just an hour you would be ready to go. But I guess really the most interesting one is actually about the retroactive protection you will get. With all the other kind of solutions, if it's about serialization, if it's about the fingerprint, you need to have some kind of technology on your packaging lines, and only if it has gone through your packaging line, it would be protected. Now here in that scenario, as long as your PDF artwork you're using staying the same over the years, actually by today, products which are maybe since 2 years in the market would be retroactively covered as they are having the same artwork layout. Here as well, real-time detection. Whenever you do performing the scan, you can decide, depending how you would prefer, either to provide directly the response back if it's an authenticated product or not, or then asking basically the person which has done the inspection or performed the scan, even an inspector or someone else, to provide the product back to your headquarters. With which we actually now also want to reduce the carbon reduction, since not necessarily all batches, all products need to be shipped back. We're just really reducing it to the number of products which we have detected as a suspected product, which needs, or which then likely would be sent back, but not anymore all the products which are maybe in the field where you may be thinking that they are suspected counterfeited products. Right. Also now you maybe would be wondering, okay, well, where are the difference? Where is the benefit? What would be meeting your use case you probably maybe would have, which is indeed completely depending on you and your scenarios, where we would be happy also to support you in looking into your scenarios to select the right solution, or potentially even having the scenario that probably a mix of both would be ideally for you. If we're looking to the different ones, for sure with the fingerprint, you have really one unique product. As we're taking a code and creating the uniqueness, while with an artwork, there definitely all the artworks are the same. If you're really looking for a solution where you wouldn't need to install any hardware equipment and also having your retroactive protection right, then absolutely the artwork would be a solution to increase then also the brand protection and covering counterfeited products. But then maybe also the question how we as a company actually can help you. So I'm working for Systech PCE, and we have been founded 40 years ago, which is actually this year our also anniversary. Billions of products are already covered, protected with our serialization solutions, which we have installed with our customers. Thousands of packaging lines, hundreds of customer sites, which have the equipment from us already for serialization and aggregation in place. From our customer base, 85% of those are actually part of the top 20 global pharma accounts, which have also allowed us to grow globally with the ability to have also in various countries local people, local support to support the global customer base we have built up over the last years. And we are one trusted provider for level 1 to level 5 serialization aggregation up to cloud and beyond with our Unisecure solutions. We as Systech, we are a US-based company and are owned since a couple of years by Dover Corporation, which is as well a US-based company, which is doing more than 7 billion in global revenue and has more than 24,000 employees and different kind of operating companies, one of which we are, but also as well Mark and Marsh, the printer company, where we are belonging both together into the same section within Dover Corporation. Here a small overview about our expanded global presence we have. Systech has also done last year an acquisition in the field of track and trace, in which they have acquired PCE, the former track and trace division of Mettler Toledo, to expand also the presence here, especially in Europe, but also the product offering. But this one is giving a really good overview where we have our different resources, with now also a European headquarter here in Germany. If you're looking to our product offering, we have a wide product offering from everything from level 1 to level 5. It's also just partially mentioned about solutions leveraging AI, which are also cloud-based, also having level 4 or 5 solution called Unitrace, providing mobile applications by our own or integrating our apps technology into your mobile apps. By our company itself, we are a vision engineering company, as we were starting 40 years ago, starting with vision inspection integration in the field of pharmaceutical industry. And also with last year's acquisition of PCE, especially increasing also the know-how of machine building capabilities, where we were also now recently especially looking at how we can increase the efficiency with the equipment, as all the customer demands are always going up in terms of the throughput in the lines, where we have also now bringing out a new line of new hardware machines where they can go up to then 600 parts per minute for carton serialization as example, which we will also be happy to demonstrate to you in our brand new showroom, which we are currently building up also in Germany as part of the acquisition and integration with Systech. Yeah, and with that, thank you very much for your time. And if you want to hear also more and have deeper discussions about your needs, we are at booth 5, so over there, if you're going to the booth area to the left, there you can find us. Thank you.